What AV did with, what's his name, JT Miller to the fourth line. And all of a sudden, what do you know? The puck ends up in the back of the net because maybe he's playing against a little bit lesser player. And that little move by Barry Trotz of the Washington Capitals have basically given them a 2-game winning streak against the defending Stanley Cup champions with Sidney Crosby in the lineup. So coaches get criticized for all sorts of things. I know Alain Vigneault has been getting criticized about who he's got on the ice late in games and all that other stuff. But you know what? The players still have to make the plays when they're put into a certain situation.
Of course. And we always blame managers, but the guys get paid to play.
Well, coaches, managers, whatever you want to say. The guys have got to be smart enough. They got to be aware enough of who's on the ice, what's going on. Did they pull their goalie? Didn't they pull their goalie? Oh, it's under a minute and a half in the game and they're down by 1. I would suggest that they're going to be pulling their goalie.
Obviously.
But
they said they were unaware of that.
Well, Alain Vigneault said they may have been unaware of that because they didn't see Brassard coming on the ice when he ultimately kicked the puck towards the net and ended up going in. So I would just say tonight is another night for another opportunity for the New York Rangers to show what they're made of. And go out there and play.
You have no choice. The series ends.
Go out there and play like you played in games 3 and 4.
And I think they come out the way. Listen, I've watched every game, but I'm not going to speak to the way you do. But I thought they dominated the game until the last 8 minutes of the third period in the overtime. They were outplayed. But prior to that, there was like men skating with boys. It seemed like.
Well, the thing about it is that Ottawa's got about 6 or 7 really highly skilled players, and I told you they have one of the best players in the league in Erik Karlsson. He's playing with a broken heel. He's got microfractures in his heel or something, or spiral fractures or whatever it is. And that some gun is out there every game, and he's playing like 27 minutes a game. You take your hat off to a guy like that because that's how much it means to him. And they do have highly skilled guys.
Do you know the Bobby Ryan story?
Yes, I do. Yes, yeah, from New Jersey.
You ever hear this story, guys? Most of you hockey fans know the story. I'm just going to give it a quick 30 seconds.
Sure, well,
it's a fascinating story.
He's a local kid.
So he's from Jersey. When he's a kid, his mom and dad have a horrendous fight where the father is accused of really despicable violence against his mom. Somehow they repair the relationship, but he gets in trouble with the law because of it. He then decides, rather than answer to the charges against him, meaning his father, he takes his wife and Bobby and he moves them somewhere else in the country. I think Minnesota, maybe, wherever it was. And he changes their last name to Ryan. They live for, 15 years,
About that, yeah.
About 15 years. They live under this pseudonym, but they've reinvented the family name. Now, they do this to a kid who's at the time, 5, 6 years old. Here's what happens. He becomes this obvious phenom of a youth hockey player. So more people discover him. He's in the limelight a little bit in the town he's in. And people then get to meet the family. Long story short, the whole thing blows up, right?
That's right.
And I guess the father winds up going to jail because there was an order for his arrest out for years and years and years. And Bobby Ryan has to make a decision as a young man. Do you keep the name Ryan, or do you go back to your original family name?
I think his father was actually charged with attempted murder.
Is that what it was?
Because he beat up his wife that bad. It was that horrendous.
So again, I don't know all the story, but I know that here's a kid that lived his life on the lam, essentially, and he obviously decided to keep the name Ryan. And, credits his mom and his dad for, supporting him in his desire to be a hockey player and all that stuff. But it's a crazy story, man.
Right.
I think they were in El Segundo, California.
Well, they actually fled.
Is that where they went?
They fled to Canada
first, but then they wound up in California.
Yeah, they ended up in El Segundo.
It's like a movie.